Chat, before the video starts, I just want to say I catastrophically screwed up some audio settings before recording. So it's not going to sound the best, but you know, I'm sorry, and I hope you guys still enjoy the video. Good morning, chat. Oh my goodness, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a good day. Sorry for missing the upload on Friday. I was really busy last week and I just had to do some stuff. We got a good video today. I want to talk a little bit about Pelican 1, since I've been playing a lot of Helldivers recently, and you know, Pelican 1 is your extraction vehicle. It's what takes you back to the Super Destroyer after you complete a mission, right? I thought it would be interesting to analyze it a little bit and see what actually goes into this aircraft, alright? Because, you know, the more you think about Pelican 1, the harder it really is to grasp how it's functionally possible to exist. So, to start, let's just look over the wiki article, the Helldivers wiki article for Pelican 1. It says the Pelican 1 is a tilt wing and SSTO, which means single stage to orbit shuttle that has a 30mm autocannon mounted on the bottom of the cockpit in the front of the ship. They're restricted to vertical takeoff and landing due to the design of the landing gear. And those are really the only like specific technical pieces of information that we're given about it, is that simple functionality. There is some speculation in this wiki article about how it functions, but let's just start off with, I think, is the most important and most glaring issue with Pelican 1 is the SSTO asterisk. SSTO, or single stage to orbit, is when a vehicle is able to reach orbit from the surface of a celestial object using one stage of non-detachable propellant. So like that would be, you know, I guess if you were to fly any plane from the ground up into space and nothing detached, there are no stages, that would be single stage to orbit, right? It is considered marginally possible to launch a single stage orbit chemically fueled spacecraft from Earth. And by chemically fueled, I mean like some kind of liquid propulsion, like, you know, different types of jet fuel, that kind of thing. It is supposed to be possible. The limits for that are very strict. So, for example, you need to be going in excess of 17,000 miles an hour to be able to reach escape velocity for Earth's gravitational pull, and you know, including the atmosphere and everything. You either need a very specialty airframe, or you need the perfect aircraft. It would have to be extremely modern, and there would have to probably be some type of alternative propulsion that would give us a ridiculous amount of thrust. So if we take that over to Pelican 1, I would say in the same realm of the V-22 Osprey in function, it makes it a little hard. Assuming that the planets in Helldivers have similar atmospheric density and gravitational pull as Earth, then you can think that's a little bit ridiculous, that you'd have to be that Pelican 1 is able to go up to 17,000 miles an hour from landing up to the Super Destroyer. Another thing you have to consider that kind of coincides with that is re-entry, because even though, I mean, Super Destroyers are in a locked orbit with that position on the planet, that doesn't really have much of an impact, because the fact is you still have to re-enter to reach the ground. And if you even take that into consideration, say you call in a Patriot exosuit, right? Pelican 1 has to go from as soon as you get it, maybe it's like 10 seconds later or less, it will come down. This thing's got to be going unbelievably fast to go from the loading of an exosuit onto the underside of the aircraft, landing, and dropping off the exosuit. That's ridiculous. That's unbelievable. So you gotta think that the airframe itself has some pretty ridiculous technology under the hood to be able to do that kind of thing. And it also, speaking of propulsion, there's no way this is a conventional chemically fueled propulsion system, because this is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you need to have some type of closed system to fly in space first, if it's a single stage to orbit aircraft, but also if you look at the design of the Pelican 1, it doesn't have enough space itself to contain enough fuel if it is a chemical propulsion aircraft. So it would have to be if I had to guess, it would have to be some type of, like, again, this does take several hundred years in the future, but it would have to be some hyper efficient, super small nuclear propulsion system, I would guess, is the only way that I could see this this thing being able to be powered for that long, and as well as maybe having enough power for that, because it seems a little bit unrealistic. But I mean, I still can't get around the fact that coming from orbit to re-entry and being able to drop stuff off that quickly is a little bit unrealistic. All right, chat, on that last point, I just looked it up, and you're not gonna like this. For that to happen, go from the Super Destroyer onto the ground with a Patriot exosuit, the Pelican 1 would have to be going around 864,000 miles an hour, or Mach 1100. So, you know. Then, I mean, we could also argue little things like the nose 30 mil. I mean, that, I assume, like, after a point, it probably would have to have a little bay that it enters in the nose, because that thing, I don't care. Like, there's sensitive equipment on that is exposed. I don't care what kind of technology you have. That thing would be destroyed when you're entering orbit or exiting orbit, regardless of anything. So that kind of thing, maybe it has some type of I mean, even then, maybe future ramjet, scramjet technology, maybe it has that, I don't know. But it looks to just have some, I mean, based off of just looking at this thing, it looks like it has some basic low bypass. Like, it has like on the wings it has like a twin, like turbofan or turbojet system, and on the tail, the tail has pretty crap control surfaces. I mean, it is thrust vectoring, technically. But it just doesn't seem to have enough control there. But also on the tail, it does have 2 engines on there. So I would assume this has to be nuclear, because I don't see any other way that this could work. But either way, it's very interesting. I think, dude, I mean, this thing would, you know, just think about it. Like, this thing would have Pelican 1, by this logic, has like a higher performance than any spacecraft ever designed. You know, think the Starship, they're like making great advances right now. This thing blows out of the water. It's able to go into space and leave space so much faster. It's so much more reusable than like the Falcon 9 or anything. More reusable than any other aircraft, any other spacecraft ever designed. All those types of crazy stuff. And it's also faster than any aircraft, because it's able to reach orbital velocity, which is ridiculous. And all this, to mention that it's versatile, it's a tilt wing aircraft, a tilt jet, and it has the 30mm nose gun, so it's able to do close air support. It can do a lot of things. It's an extremely versatile thing. It's just ridiculous. I would want to fly one of these, I'm going to be honest with you, chat. So yeah, I mean, guys, tell me what you think about Pelican 1. It's really cool. You know, it's cool. The extreme levels that this thing's able to go to, I don't understand. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just very interesting how this thing is able to function properly. But, you know, that's really all I want to talk about today. I hope you guys are having a great day, though. I'm, you know, getting it done. But, you know, have a good day, chat. I want you to type 1 in the chat. Please drop some 1s. Like the video. Make sure to subscribe so I can see that I'm getting. Make sure to subscribe so I know that you guys are enjoying the videos that are coming out, and I'll make sure to do more of them. But yeah, that's really all I got. I hope you guys are having a great day, and chat again. Type uno.